pathetic. And this is where I 100% disagree with Scooby. Of all the things, I've watched a number of videos for many hours, and this is where we disagree. I don't think that people should struggle or strive to be Coach Greg, and while in Mexico, I made a number of videos wearing this hat. People are writing in the comments section, is this Scooby1961? It's Scooby. Is this Scooby? And so I was thinking, I've heard of this Scooby guy, but I hadn't really watched his videos. So I said, I'm going to watch a bunch of his videos and see what all the fuss is about. Turns out, he's more like me than I expected. Almost everything he was saying, I was agreeing with. He started YouTube nearly 15 years ago, and I would say he was at the peak of his popularity 10 years ago. He actually competed on stage in the board shorts division, although he should have been a bodybuilder. He looked way too jacked for that. Would have done better in bodybuilding. Wasn't natural, started natural, got enhanced later in life.
No, I've never used steroids. Yes, I'm on testosterone replacement therapy.
But in today's video, I'm going to show you why we're so much alike and where exactly do we disagree.
Healthy at any weight, or better said, unhealthy at any weight.
So the video is called Unhealthy at Any Weight. He's saying you can't be healthy at any size. Sure, you want to be, you wish you could be, but you're not healthy at all sizes. If you're obese, morbidly obese, you're not healthy. Sure, if you look hard enough, you can find a research article, a study somewhere that says that if you're obese, you can be just as healthy as if you're skinny. Yeah, if you're obese and you do tons of cardio and you work out all the time and you eat a healthy diet in comparison to somebody that sits on their ass all day, probably does drugs all the time, yeah, you can be more healthy than them. But you can't say that if you take a group of people who are obese and a group of people who are lean, and they both exercise the same, that the obese population is going to be as healthy as the lean.
Before you powerlifters start squealing with delight thinking this is going to be a fat bashing video, it's not. I'm going to take everyone to task here.
And so I'm not being a hypocrite. We all want to think that we're the healthy ones. Bodybuilders, we try to make it look like, oh, we're bodybuilders. We're all healthy, we're shredded, we're ripped, and we're all big muscles, so we're healthy. Not true. When you do bodybuilding competitions, you're nearly on your deathbed. The leanest guy, the most shredded guy, the one that's taken the most PDs, they're probably also in danger of dying. In the same way, those who are on the extremes of obesity, also not healthy. If you're morbidly obese, weighing 500 pounds, you're on your verge of dying. In the same way that if you're abusing PDs, taking the most amount of steroids possible, you're also not healthy. Both extremes are bad.
There's 5 things that determine health.
And notice he's doing this while riding a bicycle, of which he said he rode 3 hours that day. And not only that, the guy's lifting weights, has an incredible physique, full chest, abs, everything.
First, daily strenuous cardio.
Cardio! Cardio over weights, cardio over even nutrition. If you can do cardio every day, it's going to get you in shape, help you to burn calories, make you more fit, lower your blood pressure, your resting heart rate, has so many health benefits. If you can do cardio, you are well on your way to being healthy.
Second, good nutrition using unprocessed clean foods.
And here we differ a little bit. He says it has to be unprocessed clean foods, whereas I say just eat healthy. I'm okay with artificial sweeteners. You want to drink your diet root beer, diet Coke, and so on, that's okay. Even though it's a little bit processed, to me it's still healthy as long as it helps you to be at a healthy weight. Remember, we're trying to have lower body fat levels, and if having a few processed things allows you to have lower body fat, well, to me, it's worth it.
Third, low body fat.
Coach Greg, I say low body fat, but not too low. And this is where we really strongly disagree. He thinks the lower, the better. 6% body fat, specifically, he said in this video, that is perfectly healthy for most people. There are no studies that show that being low body fat could actually be detrimental to your health.
Leaner, the better. You will not have any problems at 6% body fat.
I 100% disagree. I think there's a point where too lean is bad. Look at Tristan Lee. Tristan Lee, the perfect prime example, under 5% body fat for 2 years straight. Never felt good. Being too lean, it's not great for your physical health, nor for your mental health. So I do believe the lower your body fat, the better to a certain point. Eventually, enough is enough. You shouldn't diet anymore. For me, I keep telling people that 15% body fat for men, 25% for women, that is about as healthy as it could be. For athletes, perhaps it's 8 to 12 for men. For women, perhaps 18 to 22. Perhaps even a bit lower for some chosen sports like bike riding or marathon riding, where you need to have an extreme power to weight ratio. But for the most part, leaner isn't better after a certain point, so you don't need to struggle to try to get single-digit body fat.
Fourth, strength.
To carry your groceries, to shovel the driveway, to do normal activities. And as you get older and your testosterone levels plummet, you're going to get weaker. So it's important to build a base. That way, when you get sick or you get older, you have enough strength to keep up with daily tasks.
Fifth, a low-stress, healthy lifestyle that includes plenty of sleep.
If you're a workaholic and you're always stressed out, you're always thinking and you can't sleep, it's not good. And I keep telling people one of the most important supplements, more important than a fat burner to me, is a sleep aid. If you're not getting a proper quality night of sleep, you're not going to be able to rest and recover.
Pro bodybuilders are some of the least healthy people on the planet, despite the fact that magazines like to pawn them off as the epitome of health. That's a sport where whoever takes the most drugs without dying wins.
And so I do have to agree with him. I am, in fact, a professional bodybuilder, and I know when I'm preparing for competition, I'm not healthy. I feel like garbage. I was abusing PEDs. It's not good. You get your blood work done, and you're looking at it, you're like, this isn't healthy. So if you're smart, you don't want to be a professional bodybuilder forever, especially if you're taking PEDs year-round. You need to come off. You can't always have the body that you see on stage. It's not healthy to remain at 5% body fat year-round and having 300 pounds of muscle. If you do that, you're putting your life in jeopardy.
What have I been saying for the last 15 years? Cardio is the #1 most important thing for your health.
I literally looked this up a couple minutes ago before making this video. CNN reported a study that showed that over 100,000 lives could be saved in the United States alone if people were to only add 10 minutes of physical activity a day to their schedules. That's 70 minutes a week. I preach 150 minutes cardio a week. Can you find 70 minutes? 110,000 lives could be saved in the United States alone from just doing this. From just doing a little bit of cardio. But you won't do it. How many lives on this planet could be saved if people just started moving their freaking asses? So does Scooby have the right message? Of course he does. 10 minutes a day, but that's not worth it to save all these lives, 100,000 plus in the United States alone. Imagine if the entire world did this. It would save millions of lives every single year, 10 minutes a day, but that is too freaking much. I'm too busy to do 10 minutes of cardio a day. Pathetic. Oh, and the study also notes that if you did more than 10 minutes a day, like 20 or 30, even more lives would be saved. But they don't want to promote that because it's too much. 20 to 30 minutes a day would save even more lives. 10 minutes, 100,000 plus lives a year from the United States alone.
If you don't have time to both lift weights and do cardio, do your cardio.
And so if they ask Coach Greg, if I had to choose between lifting weights or cardio, which one would I do? And I think most people are shocked when I say, the cardio. I'm racing bikes. Even though I've broken both elbows racing bikes, I'm still choosing the bike. Cardio, it's more important than lifting weights. Sure, lifting the weights gives you the aesthetics, the muscles, the chesticles, the biceps, and so on, but it doesn't work the most important muscle in the body enough. The heart. The heart from doing cardio, that's the most important muscle. You can do without your biceps. When I had surgery, reattached my triceps. Without my triceps, I can still function. If I don't have my heart, I'm not alive. That is the most important muscle that you need to focus on.
If you're obese and lower your body fat, it will improve your cholesterol level, your triglycerides.
So if you're overweight, obese, and you lose the weight, you can correct so many problems. Potentially you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You're type 2 diabetic, you could get rid of all those things. Not everyone, but many people could, just from losing weight. You start doing cardio, eating healthier, dropping your body fat, you are automatically going to be healthier.
Good nutrition is key to good health. By good nutrition, I mean clean eating, lots of unprocessed and minimally processed foods with lots of fiber, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits.
And so for good nutrition, we promote the same things really. I mean, I think it's okay to have artificial sweeteners, your diet pop, but really, I promote fruits and vegetables, lots of fiber, eating healthy, a high protein diet. If you can do that and you eat a lot of junk on top of that, even if it's processed, you're halfway there. It's not about being perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. But if you can eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, if your diet is made up of fruit and veggies, often at several meals with protein, how can you go wrong? On average, most people in North America take in approximately 14 grams of fiber a day. Half of the 30 grams you're supposed to take. They're not eating hardly any vegetables. They might eat a little bit of fruit, but not much. And they're eating mostly processed foods. If you can add in low-calorie dense foods, fruits, and vegetables, you're going to be more full, more satiated, less likely to overeat, to binge on processed junk.
The problem we have in our society is that everyone cherry picks research and is involved in self-deception.
I 100% agree with this. People are all involved in self-deception. We're fooling ourselves. We're tricking ourselves. We don't want to think that what we're doing is bad, so we cherry pick studies or find people who will back up what we're doing. Oh, I smoke cigarettes, but my grandfather, he lived to be 100 and he smoked cigarettes. Oh, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, but I know someone that lived to be 90 and they're an alcoholic. Oh, I abuse steroids, but I know Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's 73, he abused steroids, so it's all good. So we look for excuses or reasons to think that what we're doing is not bad. We need to stop doing this. We need to stop cherry picking studies that say whatever we're doing is okay. Healthy at any size. Of course you're going to think that if you're overweight or obese. You want to think you're going to live a long life. You don't want to think that the food that you're eating or the fact that you're sitting on your ass all day is not affecting your life expectancy. It is. But you're going to find every single study that says maybe it doesn't, and you're going to believe those because you don't want to live with the knowledge that what you're doing is causing an early death.
The reason I emphasize cardio so much, it is the one thing that can start your upward health spiral. All things stem from cardio.
You start doing cardio. If you're just watching this and you're out of shape and you don't know what to do, just start with cardio, that one thing. Once you start doing cardio, you're going to burn off more calories. You're going to get leaner. You're going to feel better. It's going to motivate you to want to eat better. You're going to have less stress. You're going to sleep better. And then perhaps later on, you'll be like, I'm going to join the gym. You'll start watching more videos. You'll learn more. You'll be more proactive with your health. And one thing leads to the next. You don't have to just all of a sudden do everything all at once. I think people who are overweight, they see this as oh my goodness, this is such a challenge. I've tried this in the past. I've yo-yo dieted. I've crash dieted. It didn't work. And why even bother? I'm just fat acceptance because I've tried to lose weight in the past and it never worked. Start with cardio, 150 minutes of cardio a week. Take your time, it's not a race. Perhaps you've been eating unhealthy for 20 years, maybe more. You can't expect to be perfect overnight. If it took you 20 years to get to this point, it's not going to take you a couple weeks, months, or even a few years to get it all back. Take your time, get a little bit better each and every day, and trust me, it will be worth it. I said in the past, if I had one wish, it would be for people to love cardio the way I do. And if they did, it would solve so many health problems. So many problems would go away because people would love to be healthy. They would eat healthy, they would do cardio, they would do exercise, they would lift weights, they would feel better about themselves, stress levels would go down, confidence would go up, body dysmorphia would be out the window. Everyone would be winning. All because you love what you're doing and it's fun. It has to be fun. If you hate what you're doing, if you hate your diet, if you hate your training, you're not going to stick to it. That's why I made my cookbook. Foods that taste amazing, that are delicious, that won't make you feel like you're on a diet. You get the cookbook, you start eating healthy, you start doing some walking, doing some physical activity, you lose the weight, you feel better for life. It's a forever diet, the circle diet. Also, if you're interested in getting the Circle Diet book, I explain how to lose weight and keep it off once and for life. My life's work went into this book. I explain everything simple so that everyone can understand. I was a school teacher for 11 years. I know how to explain things so that you will get it. It will make sense once and for all. You will lose the weight and keep it off.
I just want to cover a couple of myths. The first is the cardio kills gains myth. That is ridiculous. The reason this got started is because people who are bulking and cutting, they'll bulk, they'll leave their cut till too long so that they have to do this crazy starvation cut.
And the myth that cardio kills your gains, this started, as Scooby is saying, because people, they bulk and then they cut. They bulk so much and then they have to starve themselves to get back to being lean. So when they starve themselves, they're also doing a ton of cardio. That causes them to lose muscle. So because they're bulking too much and then they're forced to cut overly to the extreme, they're losing the muscle. It's not the cardio, it's the fact that you're in such a severe deficit. It is very hard to lose a ton of weight quickly. That is why bulking cutting is not something that I recommend.
The second myth that seems to infect the bodybuilding community is this stupid thing where people think it's not healthy to be lean, right?
And this is where I 100% disagree with Scooby. Of all the things, I've watched a number of videos for many hours, and this is where we disagree. I don't think that people should struggle or strive to be this lean. You don't need to have single-digit body fat to be healthy. 6%, as he says here, that's too lean for 99.9% of the population. You don't need single-digit body fat. 15%, amazing. 8 to 12% if you're a supreme athlete, sure, if you can handle it. But please don't think you need single-digit body fat to be healthy.
6% is a very healthy body fat for men to be at.
I gotta disagree. Somebody who's been 6% body fat many times in my life, I never feel good at 6% body fat. I always feel like garbage. I can do it, sure, because I'm trying to win a competition, but I can't live at that body fat percentage. I feel like garbage. I don't have a lot of the other things that he's saying you need. I don't sleep well. I have more stress. I can't lift as much. I'm not as strong. So if it was in fact healthy to be very low body fat, wouldn't it allow the other factors that you need to be healthy be better? So I do think he's wrong on this point. I would love to hear if you agree with me or Scooby on this point. Do you think you can be too lean? Is 6% body fat something we should be striving to be? Is that in fact healthy? For me, certainly not. And he ends the video by saying maybe this video only helps 1% of people out there to be convinced to do cardio, but he has 60,000 views on this. That's 600 people that's lives could have been changed or affected or enhanced from watching his video. If I can get 1% of people to start doing cardio, that's all it needs. 0.1% makes it worth it to me. Shout out to Scooby1961. That's the year he was born, for influencing millions of lives for the better. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IPE Pro. Please watch the Bloops Watch 1. You can also get the Harder Than Last Time supplements, including Turkesterone. All the books that I described in the video, you can get that by clicking the link in the description. Comment for the algorithm. Subscribe. Click the bell button. And until next time, I am out. What a great message. What a great guy. Love his channel. Shout out to Scooby.